Along the road ahead lies something you need. However, in order to claim it, you must lose something that is dear to you.
Hey, you think it's okay to barge in?
But we gotta do it if we're gonna find the king.
The king? King Mickey's here?
Something just told me he'd be here, okay?
Really? 'Cause now that you mention it, I was kinda thinking the same thing.
Seriously? Me too. One look at this castle, and I just knew. Our very best friends. They're here.
Yup, guess great minds think alike.
Wait, hey, hold on. It can't be just a coincidence.
Oh no, Jiminy. You don't mean that.
Yep, I had it too. I had the exact same feeling.
Gorge, maybe it's contagious.
No, something's screwy. We gotta go take a look.
All right.
What? Where are you going?
That way, to the door. Are you scared?
Ah, don't be ridiculous. Come on, let's go, Goofy.
Hey, fellers, shouldn't we shut the door behind us before we go? Sora!
That's it. Who are you?
Yes. Oh, yeah? I'll try some magic. Flicker! Come on. Flicker! Flicker! Come on. Blizzard! Fire! Why isn't it working?
I should think it's obvious. The moment you set foot in this castle, You forgot every spell and every ability you ever knew. In this place, to find is to lose, and to lose is to find. That is the way in Castle Oblivion.
Castle Oblivion?
Here you will meet people that you have known in the past, and you will meet people you miss.
I miss? Riku! You mean Riku's here?
If what you want is to find him.
Huh? What'd you do?
I merely sampled your memories, and from them, I made this. To reunite with those you hold dear.
What's this? A card?
It is a promise for the reunion you seek. Hold the card to open the door, and beyond it a new world. Proceed, Sora. To lose and claim anew, or to claim anew only to lose.
Come on. Let's go.
Hello, and welcome to Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Now, I know that was a really long intro without any commentary, but to compensate for that, I'm just going to talk through the tutorial, because there are a few things I need to get talking about. First off, this Kingdom Hearts Let's Play, specifically this game, is going to be quite different than most of my Kingdom Hearts Let's Plays. First off, in the sense that the entire thing is going to be post-commentary. The reason behind this is because I'm playing the game in Proud Mode. And Proud Mode is stupid hard in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. To be honest, I'd have to say the Game Boy Advance game is Game Boy Advance version of this game is much easier. Because dodge roll dodges everything in that game. But this game is a little bit more difficult than the Game Boy Advance game. So yeah, there's the first thing is that the entire game is going to be post-commentary, and I am going to do it in Proud Mode. This particular run of the game is more so going to be a guide on how to beat the game on Proud Mode, rather than just be a Let's Play. I've looked ahead in the game. I've actually wrote up quite a long level up guide to help me choose what stats I want to boost when I level up. And unlike the other Kingdom Hearts games, you can actually choose what stats you want to level up in this game. It makes it a little bit more RPG-esque than the other Kingdom Hearts titles. Now also, oh god, I completely forgot what I was trying to say. because I've looked ahead and I've gotten my level up thing, I'm going to be... I'm not going to show every time I level up. You'll be able to find the levels and stats that I choose in the description. So you'll see what level I am, what level I end up being at the end of the episode. Now for the structure of these episodes, they're going to be quite different than most Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memory Let's Plays and videos and whatnot. What I'm going to be doing is, in case you haven't noticed, the game structures around cards, obviously. Very much, one of the big reasons that this game isn't as liked as other Kingdom Hearts titles is because of the card battle system. Even the world selection is based around cards. Now, these worlds are crafted from Sora's memories. And, obviously that means I don't have to go into much detail, because every world in this game is from Kingdom Hearts 1. The only world that isn't in this game that's from Kingdom Hearts 1 is Deep Jungle, because there was a bit of copyright, there's a bit of copyright difficulties involving Tarzan and the family that owns the Tarzan trademarks and copyrights, and Disney and Square Enix had trouble getting it into future games in the series. But as we go into each of these worlds, the way that I'm gonna be doing this is that most of these videos will probably be about half as short as this video. And that's because what I'm going to be doing from now on with worlds is every time we go into a world, I'll enter and show off 1, 2, or 3 fights. More than likely 2 or 3. After that, I'm going to move on to the next story point in the floor. Because all the gameplay resides around exploring each world by going from room to room in the worlds. And there really isn't anything between those points other than battles. And that can get quite boring to watch, especially if I'm doing the whole thing in post-commentary. Not to mention, also it allows me to grind more effectively in-game, where I can just cut out all the battles that I do in between each story point in the world. So, there's that. The way that I'm going to be leveling up my character or Sora is, well, first off, there are 3 stats that you can level up. There's HP, hit points, obviously, CP, which is card points, which we'll get into in a bit. I suppose I just want to explain these. I'll explain these 2 here. And then there's Slates, which are abilities. Now, CP is card points, like I said. CP is used to build your deck more effectively. Each card costs a certain amount of CP, and you can only have as many cards in your deck as CP that you have. You can't go over the limit; the game will not let you, obviously. Slates are usually skills that can be done when combining certain amounts of cards. Sometimes it depends on what number of card you use, and sometimes it depends what type of card itself. Obviously, I spoke through the tutorial. If you wanted to learn how to play the game itself, then you watch the tutorial and don't pay attention to me, I guess, or go back, because I'm not going to reiterate what the tutorial said. They handled the combat, and I don't really, I want them to handle that, because they're actually better explaining it than I am, as far as combat goes. There's a couple of field interactive stuff that you can do, like picking up boxes, destroying boxes, and then when a Heartless pops up, you can throw a box on it or hit it with your Keyblade with X. This will have somewhat of an effect on the battle that you jump into. What it does is, when you hit them with your Keyblade successfully before they attack you, they'll all be stunned, and on top of that, they'll take a little bit of HP damage. This only affects the first shadows that appear in the fight. It does not affect the shadows that appear after the first wave. So like I said, I'm gonna be cutting out all my grinding time, and there are certain levels that I want to get up to at certain points. Usually what I do is I try and fight most, if not every battle in a room. That usually levels you up sufficiently enough. There's not really a necessity to grind extensively. Just fight, pretty much just fight every battle that you see, and you'll level up accordingly to where you are in the game. It's really not that hard to get your level up to a sufficient level. Now what I'm doing here is I'm collecting orbs, and these orbs are, you can notice probably the green orbs from Kingdom Hearts 1. Those are health orbs, and they'll give you your HP back if you collect them. Depending on what size they are, they give more HP. And the red orbs that I'm collecting are Moogle points. And Moogle points are used in this game to buy cards from Moogles. You can only meet Moogles in Moogle shop rooms, and the way that you get Moogle shop rooms is if you collect the room card for it. Right here you can see 3 different room cards I've got. I've got, I think, Tranquil Darkness, I want to say, and then Moment's Reprieve here. Moment's Reprieve creates a save point, and it explains here what these different symbols mean. That one with an arrow up means that you need a card that is either level 1 or higher, and then you can enter the room. Sometimes it'll say like 56 or up, which is like really late in the game. Don't worry about like major amounts of rooms having that amount or having that much. That means that you need to put up cards that equal 56 or more. Just in case you were wondering later on in the game where it says that it's a number 9 or higher than that. Also, the number, any 0 cards will meet any prerequisite, except for color. They meet any number prerequisite. The only thing they don't meet is color prerequisite. So 0 cards both offer an advantage in battle. In case you weren't paying attention, they can attack. I don't know why I'm waiting here. I forget what I wanted to explain there. But they attack. They can break any card that's been used, but they're also able to be broken by any card after it's been put up. So yeah, they're good in battle and in the field. Now I think I'm just going to skip to the next story point right here, because I've already shown a couple battles, both the tutorial and earlier. So yeah, here we go. Or I'll just skip that. Now I think, yeah, I'm going to move over to the story point right here, so you guys can see that's where the story point is, and I'll cut it out to where it shows what cards we need for it. Alright, so you need a 1 or higher, and then you need that specific gold card. The gold cards are story point door cards, or room cards. They can only be used on that specific story point room, and you have to not only have that card, but any other required cards that they say. So yeah. Don't worry, I'm not going to be totally informative. It's just that, it's the first episode, so it's going to be informative, unfortunately. As we get used to more of the mechanics of this game, its unique mechanics, this is never used ever again in the Kingdom Hearts series. I'll get back into normal commentary. Now, I really wish... I've talked about this before, that, especially in Arts and Ellico 2, I've talked about how the side of my head itches with these headphones. Now it's the inside of my ear, and I don't No, why? And it's bugging me, and why am I talking about this on the first episode? This is the episode that everybody watches. You have to remember that, too. This is a created version of Traverse Town in Castle Oblivion. This isn't Traverse Town itself. You don't get teleported to Traverse Town. If you remember at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, all the Final Fantasy characters actually got to Hollow Bastion. So, if that's the case, how would they be back here? They wouldn't want to go back to Traverse Town. And Sora still hasn't caught on that it's just a projection of his memories. Leon doesn't remember us. But Sora remembers him remembering us and his memory, so what's the deal? What the fuck? I don't think Leon's not one to kid. I'll give you that. Like, Leon doesn't kid around. He's kind of like the serious man all the time, all day, every day. It's Lord Hokage. Your midriff annoys me. That's looking at a glass half full perspective. Well, Leon, when you can't do anything about it, just go with it, I suppose. If you can do something about it, then do something, but if you can't, just go with it. Don't worry, we got the Heartless. We got this. We kinda defeated and destroyed forever the Seeker of Darkness. I mean... Oh, he's gonna teach us another thing. He's gonna go into more explanation about the number of the cards. The level of the cards is basically the higher the card, the more powerful it is. Not in damage, but its effectiveness. A higher level card like 4... cannot be broken by 1, 2, or 3. A 0 card, like I said earlier, can break any card, any level of card, but it can also be broken by any card. So it's useful when you use it first, but it's not when you use it later. And when your card breaks, you kind of get stunned for a bit. And he's going to explain what I just said about the 0 cards. Exactly. I think he goes into Slates, but I'm not sure. Yeah, the higher value of the card, whether it's a 9, 6, 7, 8, or 9, they cost more to put in your deck. There it is, Stalking Cards. Stalking Cards allows you to get a higher value, a much higher value card. Press triangle to stock a card, and it adds up the total value of each card that you put in. Hence there I put in 3, 9, and 7, which added up to 19. Each of these stocking up cards is also how you perform Sleights. If you put in the right amount of cards, whether it's value or type, and by type I mean physical, magic, or item, or summon, you can perform a Sleight, depending on what you put in. The most common one is the very first one, which I want to say is Sonic Blade, which is any value card, or the total value of the 3 cards you put in have to be 10 through 15, I want to say. And it has to be 3 attack cards. It could be any attack cards. Well, actually, no, I think it has to be 3 of the same attack cards, like 3 of the same Keyblade cards, because you can also get different types of Keyblades in your deck, which will be seen later. But yeah, it has to be 10 through 15 for it. And we just got Simba, our first summon card. Summon cards are unique in this game in the sense that when you bring them out, they're out on the field for a certain amount of time. Very similar to that, but they only get to do like their set animated attack. And then they're done. So yeah, here's the next door. As I said, I'm going to be cutting to the different story points after I've showed off a few fights in this world. And like I said, you guys will get to see what level I am later. If I happen to level up in a boss fight, then it'll be shown off, but I'll mostly be leveling up in field fights, so you won't see the level up screen until quite a bit in. Of course, if you're playing along, then you've already seen the level up screen by now, because, yeah. It's magic. I'm magic. And Aerith, I think, here actually explains it the best. Because essentially, my belief is that the characters that you meet in this world are just like blank slates. As you would guess, they're projections of his memory. But they're blank slates. They are how they were before meeting Sora. Or at least how they were if they had never met Sora at this point in the game. Like at this point in the timeline or story. If they never met Sora, they'd still be in Traverse Town, essentially. At least that's what I think. Now, his memories in his heart are resonating with their hearts, or the projection of their hearts, which is why they're confused that they know him, and they're going a little crazy, and yeah. Now, as you would guess, there is some, like, Nomura stuff to say about this game. I'm not really sure when I'll go into that. As you guys remember from the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, I do like crazy amounts of explanation on the story in this game, or in these games, because most people actually have a little bit of confusion when it comes to the story of this game, because it deals with such abstract things like hearts, or human hearts, and darkness, and the morality of man, and all that kind of stuff. The story revolving around such abstract and open concepts, there's a lot of things that can be interpreted in many different ways. There's a lot of things that can just be, very complicatedly explained. There's a lot of different things that make this story very confusing. And so, I'm gonna do my best to kind of go into certain things about the story that may seem confusing that aren't exactly explained well in the games. All the information is in the games, I'll give you that, but Nomura kinda has to go into interviews about how certain things work, because most people don't understand it. So don't think like, you know, most of the story has to be explained in the interviews that most people aren't going to get a hold of. It's just that the game is so complicated and the story is so complicated that Nomura has to go into interviews in the Ultimania guides, which are only available in Japan, by the way, to kind of explain a few aspects of the story, which is unfortunate, but that's how complicated the story is. Who says this game is for kids? It really is difficult to understand sometimes. This guy again. You fought him twice in Kingdom Hearts 1, I believe, and now we're gonna fight him for a third time overall in the series. Is this gonna be the last time you fight him? No! Does that mean we fight him in other Kingdom Hearts games? Yes! Is he annoying? Very. This guy is not difficult, really. Just worry about hitting his different limbs. Personally, I'd say go for the feet first, because they get really difficult to hit when they're the only limb available to hit, but I'm not sure if the game will let you go after them. Also, try and get that. If you see that green card hopping around on screen right now, that's a Trinity card. Oh god. Try not to use up all your cards either. The Trinity card stuns the enemy, and it puts them in a predicament for quite a bit of time that allows you to get quite a bunch of hits off, and it's really useful during boss fights. You'll see it much later in the game. Actually, no, not much later. You'll see it in the next world, actually. Now, this game particularly, I can't really go into too much detail about certain things. Like, I can't really go into too much detail about certain things that aren't explained in this game, because I'll have to wait until Kingdom Hearts 2 to explain them, unfortunately. Because a lot of things revolving around the explanations in this game, a lot of the explanations revolve around the guy in the black coat that we saw at the beginning of the episode. So I can't really explain much about certain things yet. I'm gonna have to wait for now. I will get around to getting a few things, but not everything. So, with that, the boss is finished, and the world comes to an end. Well, not the world coming to an end, but Traverse Town is finished. We're done with Traverse Town. After you defeat the boss of any world, you finish the world, and it'll move you on to the next segment of the game. That wasn't too bad, was it? Oh, we get to say goodbye to everybody before we move on. Interestingly enough, you can go back to worlds. How you do that will be shown later. Who that's rich? At least Leon is open-minded. Actually, I think there's only one thing that I can explain in this entire playthrough. There are a few things I can, like, make some clarifications on, but there's only one big explanation I can make in this entire Let's Play. So, and that's gonna have to wait until the very end, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to scrap up some commentary most of the time. Most of the time. And this is why I like Aerith so much. They even made her character somewhat, very insightful. Right here. Now, my thing with this game is the layout of each world. One, I think it's randomized, so the layout for my world is probably not going to be the same for yours. But also, two, I wonder if the layout of the world is like it the way it is because of the way that Sora remembers it. I know it's more of like a gameplay thing, and it's like, oh, that's just how the gameplay center around. It's not really something that should be looked into in the story. But there are just some things in this game, especially in the next world, you guys will hear me. You'll probably hear me yelling quite a bit. I'm really confused as to whether or not, like, that's how Sora remembers the worlds from Kingdom Hearts 1, as if they're all, like, sections of the city are split up into rooms. I think that'd be hilarious. And I wonder if, like, Sora remembers Aerith being smarter than she actually is. Or, like, certain characters in a certain way. So, we're at the end. The room behind us, I believe, is a treasure room, which can only be opened with a specific type of key, which I don't think we have yet, so yeah. Besides, we won't be using those keys. This is not going to be a 100% play. It is just going... Oh, God. This is just going to be a run-through of Proud Mode and a good guide to leveling up. Totally worth it. Oh, and I can hear my cat in the other room. That's really annoying. She's getting really loud lately. I'm not sure why. She's really, like... She's kind of an attention whore right now. In any case, what level are we? What? Level 6? Yeah, level 6. So that's about the level that you want to be when you leave for Proud Mode. These cards right here are enemy cards. They explain in the tutorial, but to use the enemy cards, you press select to access them during a fight. They do cost CP, even though they're not in the main deck. And we'll definitely be using some of them. Because quite a few of them are actually very, very helpful. I kind of want the cure. Also, it's good to have a Mega Potion or an Elixir in your deck because they heal certain things. They reload your deck.
Well, Sora, did you enjoy meeting your memories?
Yeah, it was good to see everyone. But what do you really want from me?
What do you have to give?
Cue the fangirls.
Hello.
What do you want?
No hogging the hero.
Then perhaps you'd like to test him.
That,
Perhaps
my
I
friend, is a
would.
blue-eyes white dragon.
My show now, Keyblade Master. Who am I? Oh, my name's Axel. Got it memorized?
Sure.
Good. You're a quick learner. So, Sora, now that we're getting to know each other better, don't you go off and die on me now.
And here we go, the first Castle Oblivion boss battle, I suppose you could call it. The last one was a world boss battle. This is inside one of the rooms in Castle Oblivion. This is Axel, as you guys heard him say it, and his famous catchphrase, "Got it memorized." He particularly, his element is fire, as you can see, and his weapon of choice is a chakram. I'd like to use my heartless enemy thing. I guess I didn't use it. There's not really much you can do here except just attack. When he uses Firewall, which is his biggest Sleight, I'd recommend just... Yeah, see, I'm about to do Sliding Dash is the original. It's either 10 to 15. Sonic Blade is much later. I apologize. So yeah, Sliding Dash is a good Slate to use. It does quite a bit of damage for what it is. It's the very beginning. Oh no, it doesn't do that much damage. Never mind. A good strategy with stocking cards is using your friend's cards, your friend cards. I don't know particularly if they get reloaded. Like you'll never see that value card come back, but at least it doesn't waste cards in your main deck. So that's a good strategy to remember in fights. Also with Goofy, if you put a Goofy card and then a Kingdom Key card right after him, you'll do this attack called Goofy Smash, which is going to be shown right here. Assuming I don't get broken. Boom! I love that Slate. So much so that I use it again. It does quite a bit of damage. It's probably your strongest attack at the moment, at this low level. So yeah. And don't worry about using Blizzard on him. I don't think he takes extra damage from ice, despite being a fire user. He's reloading his cards, so take the time to reload yours as well, if you need to. Ah, 0 card. Come now, you cannot defeat me. And there should only be a few hits in him. Stop it! That wasn't exactly a good use of my cards, because he kept teleporting out of the way, so now I have to jump around and reload. And then get off. There we go.
Give me a break.
Now, I might actually level... I don't think... Actually, never mind. I probably won't level up here. Nope. And then we get a free card after every boss battle. Even if it isn't an enemy card, we still get one of those. A fire spell. Just in case you haven't gotten magic yet.
Another one? What's it do?
Kinda looks like the card you used when you made Traverstown.
Then I guess we're gonna need it to keep going.
That's right.
Axel!
Did you really think after that introduction I would give up oh so easily?
You were
Yes.
testing us.
And you passed. Congratulations, Sora. You're ready now. Ready to take on Castle Oblivion. You will need to follow your memories. Trust what you remember and seek what you forget. Then you will find someone very special.
You mean King Mickey and Riku?
You will just have to give some more thought to who it is that's most important to you. Our most precious memories lie so deep within our hearts that they're out of reach. But I'm sure that you can find yours, Sora.
Why me?
You have lost sight of the light within the darkness, and it seems that you've forgotten that you forgot.
The light within darkness?
Would you like me to give you a hint?
Sora, do you need it?
I'm gonna figure it out for myself. If you're in my way,
Don't worry, Sora. We'll protect you.
Good answer. Just what I'd expect from the Keyblade Master. But be forewarned. When your sleeping memories awaken, you may no longer be who you are now.
Whoa, that's a lot of cards. Something I want to talk about before we move on and finish the episode, which will be fairly soon here. You'll notice that the quality of the cutscenes are actually a little bit worse than in Kingdom Hearts 1. That's because each cutscene is actually pre-rendered. The Keyblade never changes. He never switches to not using the Kingdom Key in the game's graphics. So the game doesn't have to run on in-game graphics to produce the cutscenes. They're pre-rendered. Unlike all the other Kingdom Hearts games.
what's wrong, Jiminy?
Well, you see, what Axel said back there worries me. What could he have meant by, you may no longer be who you are?
I may no longer be me. How can I be anyone else?
Of course. Still, you can't be too careful.
Yep. Feels like just about anything could happen here in Castle Oblivion.
Castle Oblivion.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember.
We'll be okay. Whatever it is they're cooking up, we'll be able to handle it together.
Course we will. Like at that creepy castle we explored together. The one with all those weird contraptions.
What?
When was that?
I can't remember. What was it called?
Gorge. Oh, it was, Holly? Holler? Sorry, I can't remember.
What? Stop goofing around.
Goofy,
Halloween?
sure you didn't make it up?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I'll leave you to that, Goofy. And, I think we're going to be able to see one more final gameplay explanation, which is this. This is how you get back to other worlds. But I think that's it for the episode. We completed the floor. Each episode is going to be on a floor-by-floor basis, so... yeah. I'd also like to say that every episode is going to be post-commentary, as I said, except for the final episode of each story. And by each story, we'll see that... well... never mind. You guys know. It's not really a spoiler. In any case, I'll see you guys next time on the next episode of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.